Hello everybody, this is part 2 of IFRS 15, Revenue from Contract with Customers. In the earlier part, we had seen how to account for revenue generated from contracts with customers when the performance obligation was satisfied at a point of time. Now, in this case, we are going to study when the performance obligation is satisfied over time. So how do you performance obligation satisfied over time means it takes longer to satisfy the performance obligation. If any one of the following criteria is met, you can say that the performance obligation is satisfied over time. Now let's have a look at what are these criteria. When the customer is simultaneously consuming the benefits that he is receiving from the entity, that is one of the criteria. Okay, so there is simultaneous receipt and consumption of the benefits. The example that I would like to quote is when a network is being provided by a service provider. Okay, so he is providing the network and you're consuming it simultaneously. The second criteria is the entity is creating or enhancing an asset controlled by the customer. For example, you are constructing a building for the customer, or you are enhancing any of the asset that is controlled by the customer. The third criteria is the entity cannot use the asset for any alternative use, and the entity has the right to demand payment for whatever performance obligation was completed to the date. Okay. Now, how to measure this performance obligation? If the performance obligation is satisfied over time, then the revenue is recognized in proportion to the work completed. Okay. The revenue is recognized based on the progress towards completion. So the completion could be 30%, 40%, 80%. So depending upon what is the progress, proportionate revenue would be recognized. Now, when you are calculating the progress, there are two ways of doing this. One is the input method, other is the output method. Now, let me give you an example. When you enter into a contract with the customer for construction of a building and you estimate that the total cost of construction, here mind you, I'm saying the total cost of construction could be 100,000, right? Now, out of that, you have incurred 50,000 expense, right? So how can you measure the progress? You have expended 50% of the total expenses which you had, or the costs that you had estimated. That means 50% of the work has been done. Now this 50% is calculated based on the total cost which we had estimated, right? Therefore, this is known as the input method. I repeat again, if your estimated cost is 100 and you have already incurred, let's say 62 out of that, you have incurred a cost of 62 to this point, that would indicate that 62% of the work has been completed. This is known as the input method, that is based on costs incurred. So you will recognize revenue equal to 62% of the contract price. Now, what is output based method? Now, output based method is value of work completed in proportion to the contract price. Generally, a valuer is appointed who will give you a certification that 40% work is complete or 80% work is complete, etc. So generally this is done based on the output method. Once we take an example, I hope it will be much clearer. Okay, now how do you record this in your books of accounts, right? Recognition in the financial statement. In SOPL, as I said earlier, you will recognize revenue in proportion to the work completed. Okay, from that you will proportionately reduce the cost of sales and you will recognize either profit or loss. Same thing in SOFP. In SOFP, you will first recognize or calculate the cost incurred to date. Mind you, here in SOFP, we will be calculating either a contract asset or a contract liability. Okay, I'll explain the concept as we proceed further. In SOPL, whatever cost of sales we are taking may not be the actual costs incurred, but we are recognizing only the proportionate cost with respect to the revenue recognition, the matching concept. Okay, so whatever is the revenue, we will recognize the proportionate cost of sales and we'll recognize the profit. So now what happens in SOFP? SOFP, we start with cost incurred to date. To that we add the profits recognized in SOPL for that particular year, right? So that, or we will deduct if there are any losses which are recognized in SOPL. So this will give you the total work that you, value of the work that you have done. From this you will subtract any amount that has been invoiced to the customer and received, and you will get what is known as contract asset. If the amount invoiced is less than the valuation of the work that you have done, this will lead to contract asset. If the amount invoiced or amount received from customer is more than the value of the work done, it would lead to contract liability. Okay, let me further explain this with the help of an example. Here we are going to do an example where measurement of the work completed is based on output. Okay, now let's read this question carefully. A contract was started on 1st Jan 2010. Estimated completion date is December 2011, right? So you are going to require full 2010 and full 2011 to complete the contract. The contract price is 10 million. The cost incurred up to 31st December 2010, that is at the end of the year 1, were $5 million. The work completed certification was for 60%. The estimated cost for completion of the remaining work is 2.5 million. What is the amount of profit to be recognized for the year ended 31st December 2010? Right? Now let's have a look at this, how to go about it. First, let us concentrate on SOPL. In SOPL, you can see the first working note would be to calculate the estimated total cost. So we have already incurred to date 5 million, right? And further completion of work is going to require an estimate of $2.5 million, right? So the total cost is going to be 7.5 million. This is the first calculation that is required. Now, when you want to record it in SOPL, you will recognize revenue in proportion to the work completed. Here, the work completed certification is for 60%, right? This is the output method. So we will calculate the revenue based on the output or the contract price. So the contract price in this case is 10 million, right? So 60% of that would be 6 million. Cost of sales would also be recognized 60% of the total cost. Now total estimated cost is 7.5 million as per working note 1. So 60% of that would be 4.5 million. So you will recognize a revenue of 6 million for the first year. From that you will deduct the cost of sale, which is 60% of the total estimated cost, that is 4.5 million. And the profit that you will recognize at the end of the year 1 would be 1.5 million. So in your SOPL, you will have a profit of 1.5 million. Now, what are the entries that you will do in SOFP? The cost incurred to date is, as per the given figures, is 5 million. You have already actually incurred a cost of 5 million. To this, we will recognize or add profit that you have recognized from SOPL, 1.5 million, right? From this, we will subtract the amount invoiced. Now, what is the amount invoiced? Amount invoiced is generally the work completed. So here clearly they have stated that the work completed is 60%. So you must have invoiced an invoice of amount 6 million. So you will have a receivable of 6 million. And the contract asset that you will recognize would be 5 million cost incurred, profit recognized 1.5 million. So that gives you a total of 6.5. From that you will subtract the amount invoiced 6 and the contract asset that you still have, which is also the work in progress, would be 0.5 million. Okay, I hope this is clear. Take a minute to understand this working. Okay, now going to the next. Here we will be taking measurement of work completed based on input. Let's read the question carefully. A contract was started on 1st Jan 2010. Estimated completion is 2011. Again, 2 years are required. The contract price is 10 million. The cost incurred up to 31st December were 4.55 million. The estimated cost for completion of the remaining work is 2.45 million. Payments invoiced and received is 6 million. What is the amount of profit to be recognized for the year ended 31st December, and what are the figures that would appear in SOFP? Okay, now we have to calculate the work completed based on input. So the first step is to calculate what is your total cost, total estimated cost. So the cost incurred to date as per the sum is 4.55 million. The remaining cost of completion is 2.45 million. So your total cost is going to be 7 million. Now out of 7 million, you have already incurred a cost of 4.5. So if you calculate based on input, you can say that 4.55 divided by 7 into 100, that would give you 65%. Out of 7 million total cost, you have already spent 4.55 million. That means you have spent 65% of the estimated total cost. That means the work completed must be equal to 65%. Okay. So the amount of revenue that you will recognize in this case in SOPL would be 65% of the contract price, proportionate, right? So the revenue to be recognized for the first year would be 10 million multiplied by 65%. So you get 6.5 million. Cost incurred to date, you will take the actual cost that you have incurred, that is 4.55 million, and the profit that you will recognize in this case would be 1.95 million. Okay, these are the entries that would appear in SOPL. Now let's have a look at the entries that would appear in SOFP. Cost incurred to date 4.55 given in the sum. To that we are going to add profit recognized in SOPL, which is 1.95 million, and as per the given information we have already invoiced and received payment of 6 million. So total value of the work that we have done is 4.55 plus 1.95, that is 6.5. Out of 6.5, we have invoiced and received 6 million. So we still have a contract asset of 6.5 minus 6 million, which is equal to 0.5 million. So you will recognize a contract asset of 0.5 million. If the amount of 6 million had not been received, but you have just invoiced, then you would recognize that 6 million in your receivables column. Okay. Now let's go to the next example where there is loss. it may happen that sometimes an entity incurs a loss. Let's have a look at the question here. Contract price is 400,000. Costs incurred to date is $210,000. Estimated cost to completion is $240,000. Work certified is 50%. What are the entries in SOPL and SOFP? Okay, now in this case we follow the principle of prudence. What does prudence say? That you have to recognize your losses immediately. So first let us calculate what is the total amount of loss that the entity is going to suffer. The total estimated cost is 210, which you have already incurred, and the estimated remaining cost is 240. So your total cost is going to $450,000. The contract price is only $400,000. Therefore, the entity is going to suffer a loss of $50,000. So in SOPL, what we do is, here the work certified is 50. So we will recognize the revenue, which is 50% of the contract price. So the revenue would be 400,000 multiplied by 50%. That is 200,000 will be the revenue that you will recognize. Then you will recognize the full loss. You will not recognize the proportionate loss, but you will recognize the full loss. So if the revenue is 200,000, loss is 50, the cost of sales would be the balancing figure. So in SOPL, you will recognize a cost of sales of $250,000. Now let's have a look at SOFP. Cost incurred to date will be taken, which is 210,000. From this we will subtract the loss that we have recognized in SOPL, which is $50,000. From this we will subtract the amount which is invoiced, which is 200,000, and this will create a contract liability of $40,000. We have invoiced $200,000, but the work completed is much less than that. Therefore, this will lead to contract liability. I hope. Yeah. So let's do an example with multiple years. Now, an entity started a construction of an asset for a customer in the year ended 31st December 2012. The contract price was 2 million. The total expected cost was 1.5 million. The following amounts were recognized in SOPL for the year ended 31st December 2012. So already in the first year, the entity has recognized revenue as 750,000, cost of sales as 562.5 thousand, and a profit of 187.5 thousand. The following figures were also relevant. So they have also given the relevant figures for the year, individual figures for 2012 and 2013. Cost incurred to date for 2012 were 600,000. For 2013, costs incurred to date were 1 million. Work certified to date for 2012 was 750,000, which is equal to the revenue which they have recognized. And 2013, the work certified was 1.25 million. Progress is recognized on the basis of work certified compared to the contract price. What figures should appear in SOPL for the year 2013? Now let's have a look at it. In 2013, the work completed will be calculated as work certified upon the contract price. The work certified up to 2013 is 1.25 million divided by 2 million. So the work completed up to 2013 is 62.5%, right? So the revenue to be recognized up to 2013 would be 2 million multiplied by 62.5%. That gives you 1.25 million, right? Now cost of sales up to 2013, your total expected cost is 1.5 million. So up to 2013, you will recognize a cost of sales of 62.5%. So 1.5 million multiplied by 62.5 million will give you 9,37,500. Okay, so now this was up to 2013, but now we have to recognize the revenue only for 2013. So the revenue for 2013 would be a revenue up to 2013, that is 1.25 million, minus whatever revenue was recognized in 2012. If you have the look at the question given, the revenue recognized in 2012 was 0.75 million, right? So we will subtract 1.25 million minus 7.75 million. So the revenue to be recognized for 2013 would be 500,000. So you first calculate whatever is the revenue up to 2013, and then you subtract from it previously recognized revenue. Whatever revenue you have recognized up to the previous year will be subtracted from that. Same thing will apply to cost of sales. Cost of sales up to 2013 was 9,37,500. From that you will subtract the cost of sales which you have recognized to the prior year, which is 5,62,500. So cost of sales only for 2013 would be 3,75,000, right? And therefore the profit that you will recognize for the year 2013 would be 1,25,000. I hope you have understood this and this is helpful. Thank you so much for your patient hearing. Thank you.